City!
Everybody, hoo-hoo-ya! Hoo-hoo-ya!
But the fury may not be fully organic. Fox News has learned that paid protester requests have increased 400% since President Trump announced the federal takeover of D.C.'s police department. The New York Post reports that high-dollar donors like George Soros have pumped more than $20 million into protest groups currently organizing demonstrations in the district.
Free D.C. protesters must really be regretting ever having shown up, because America is not ignoring the fact that either one, they were paid to show up, or two, they came in from surrounding areas, wealthier areas in D.C. that are not even affected by the crime in D.C. Free D.C. seems to be a part of the many disingenuous protests that the enemy within has spent God only knows how much money on. We are talking about websites, ad campaigns, signs, organizers, booths, pamphlets, and books that they hand out, paid speakers, entertainers, musicians, microphones, speakers, the protesters themselves, the signs that they hold, the vests that they wear, rioting equipment, water and food that they pass out, as well as the buses that they bring them in on. All of this to make Donald Trump out as a public enemy number one of the main narratives being that Trump is a bad guy because he's racist. But now they're scrambling because Trump is improving cities with more black people than white. So what do? They take to the streets to free criminals and free drug users back onto the street. They rather have Americans suffer in the crime and chaos that they create than for Americans to like Donald Trump. But the truth is we love him. And we also love the fact that as much as they put into all of these protests, it is backfiring tenfold in their faces. Make sure you are subscribed. Let's see how Trump is improving DC. Guys, this is just horrible. I cannot believe this. How is it that young people are so calm around the military and they have a great relationship? This isn't going to create the chaos that we need. If young people don't think that the police are the worst enemy out there, then how are we going to have more crime? It's so sad for Democrats.
For the first time in a long time, D.C. has gone 7 days without a homicide. And that's not all. Carjackings are down 83%. Robberies are down 46%. Car thefts down 21%. And overall violent crime is down 22%.
When you have...
Yeah. Are you still feeling proud about showing up to that free DC protest?
So right now I'm down here in Union Station, as you can see behind me. Yes. And I walked through Union Station. It was different. See, I'm from DC. I live here. So I can tell you, I can be honest. I'm not going to lie to you. It was nice. I don't even want to leave. Union Station. They literally, it feels different.
Imagine just being able to walk somewhere downtown and go into a restaurant and be like, may I please use your restroom? And them not have a problem with it because they don't have homeless people constantly going in. Just little things like that, you know?
You're walking through some sort of demi hood at night. And now it feels more light, upbeat. It definitely feels safe. But see, I can say that because I'm from here. A lot of people that are here protesting, they're not from here. They don't even live here. So they wouldn't know.
Oh my gosh.
day-to-day basis like I would, and the tax dollars at work.
She is all for it, and she is a local.
I remember going to the gas station in DC even just a month ago, and I would never do this. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy.
That's what it's like. Like, make America great again. Make it so they don't have to put street signs that say, hey, you need to lock your doors in this area because it's Democrat ran, you know?
Safe out here, man. Safe. I remember a few months ago, my brother had his door open. Somebody carjacked him right here in Northeast, right up the street, actually. Got carjacked. My SUV got taken. Yo, y'all hear the helicopters out here? Oh, yeah, we got the helicopters out here.
Wow.
DC is safe.
Absolutely love how Trump is showing us that improvement is possible. I was going to say earlier, I just think it's so funny that Democrats' way of fixing things is to put up signs. In the UK, instead of cracking down on criminals, they put a sign on the street that says, be careful, this is the area where motorcyclists go by and rob your phone. Okay, thanks for the heads up. We love Trump for taking action. And I find it bizarre that we were not more aware before of how bad the crime was in DC.
You know what? I'm happy for the residents of DC because for the first time in fucking ever, there's not really any overt crime happening in DC. For the first time, there's not a bunch of murders. For the first time, there's not a bunch of gang violence. For the first time in many, many fucking decades, these people can actually go outside and they don't have to climb over homeless people. They don't have to hold their kids' hand and tell them to step around the shit and piss.
It's like they have been in a COVID-type style lockdown for 10 years. That's why they say it's so nice to see the light. It just feels brighter. It feels happier. Why wouldn't you want that for another American?
Ordinary residents of DC, the ordinary, people like you and me, our community, can actually get a break. These children can actually go outside. They're not going to get shot. They're not going to end up dead or on t-shirts.
Oh, geez, that was deep. Maybe it's just that these protesters don't really understand how bad some other people have it in certain neighborhoods, so they're just not fully aware of it. But I mean, come on, it's 2025, the information is out there, and you can hear from these residents. I don't know how a person could hear a story like this with specific details, reality, and still go out to protest in favor of crime.
For the first time, their parents can take their hand and walk them to the park and not have to explicitly worry about them being shot up on the fucking block.
Go to Minneapolis because the security guard there was so sad that parents cannot go to the playground. He's like, we have 2 playgrounds here. They're always empty. That's devastating.
Yes, I'm happy that DC is being taken over. I'm happy the FBI, I'm happy the people of DC get a chance to breathe. They get a chance to go outside. These kids get a chance to walk to the park without dying.
Like, so these protesters rather free the criminals into the streets than free the mom who's been locked up because with the kids not being able to go outside. They rather free the criminals over her. My mind really keeps going back to Skid Row because that probably has to be the city that has the homelessness the worst in our entire country. It's just a tent. Pretty much. Man, just all the stuff in there. They don't even want to go inside the tent. They're just fold it up, throw it out that way. That is no way to live. The fact that Democrats are like, no, let them sleep in their filth. It's messed up. It's inhumane. Oh, it's gross. I'm sorry, but it is very gross. Like, they should actually just go through Skid Row with a giant, I don't know, a bulldozer with a scoop and just lift the entire city up. Literally. In my opinion, you could only be against cleaning this mess off of the streets unless you're profiting from it. And that's what makes me very skeptical about these protesters and the people funding them. It's how are you making so much money off of destroying our country?
Thank you, Trump. Thank you, Trump. You can now come and check out the monuments, get something to eat, and check out the sights in Washington, D.C. and not get robbed, carjacked, or killed by somebody who looks like me.
Oh no, another problem. Now people can go to our monuments and actually learn about our country's history.
Who's your president now?
I mean, Democrats hate this. It destroys their whole narrative.
Appropriation by wearing a scarf that is trying to stop a genocide. You think that's appropriation?
The fact that she thinks her scarf is trying to stop genocide is very sad. It just shows that people show up to these protests or just say a bunch of stuff and think that that is how they're going to create change in the world.
Okay, in one way, how is that appropriating Palestinian culture? How is my wearing a keffiyeh appropriating Palestinian culture?
Okay.
You're the one who said it. You're the one who said I was appropriating Palestinian culture by wearing a keffiyeh scarf. I support Palestine.
See, for Democrats, she is just an exemplary being. This is how we should act. We should be rude to police officers because then we'll have a reason to victimize ourselves. That's their way of thinking. We also have news that police officers are arresting people who have warrants for their arrest. And it's crazy that it's breaking news that police officers are doing their job now after Democrats haven't wanted that in major cities. The way things are going, everybody is going to be in a MAGA hat, a Trump supporter by the end of the next 4 years. Please make sure that you are subscribed and join us for live Q&As every Friday on the Patreon by becoming a member. See you next time. Bye.